So good afternoon and welcome to Manic Fishing. Well, I've come out 12 o'clock lock and today I'm just going to have a little try and see if I can catch a tope. They've been getting a few small ones inshore, so I've come out to it's a little hole where I used to get quite a few nice ones, so it's just a trial and error. I've only got frozen mackerel, but they're pretty fresh, so I'm going to go down with my 30 to 50 Kanzaki, and I've got 20 to 30 there, and I'm going to up tide with my Artico and my brand new Bulldog 920 I think reel, so it's a bit of a bigger reel than I had on before. So I'm just getting the baits ready. I'm just literally waiting for the tide. I'm just having a look to see where we're going and whatever else. So I'm just prepping the baits ready. Nothing real fancy, bit of a flapper on one and same on the other. So I'm using Sakuma. They're like a semicircle. I think they're an octopus sort of thing. I think they're a 8.0, and I've got 100-pound rubbing leader, and I'm using 200-pound. I don't like wire, as you know. So I'm going to go down. It's a bit of a big tide, which is quite good for the tope. They like a bit of a run, but it's one of those things. I'm not going to chum today. My friend Grant was going to lend me his chum bucket, but I think he's out trying to catch himself a fresher today, so he's using it, which is very selfish of him, but no, he's got his customers out there. So I've already got a couple of traces already made up. I think this one's actually a J hook on here, so I'll just use this. It's all right. It's no big deal, and they're on quite long traces. This is a shorter one, so I might use this one on my up tide. Let's see what this one is I've wrapped up. And just check your, obviously I've used these before, just check your snood, make sure it's got no little frays or whatever. I like to have quite a long trace, and what I'm going to do is, because this has been curled up, I'm going to hook this round the railings and I'm going to give it a pull so it straightens up. It's a biggish tope. Well, it's not massive, it's a 7.2, so it will pull a bit later, so I might have to up the leads, but I'm just going to go down with a I think they're pound leads. So look, that's about 8 foot long, that. But so if I give that a pull, that'll straighten that. See, not perfectly, but it'll straighten it. Come out of the way, you. Come out. And I've got a Malcolm's boom on this one, and I've just got another boom, but they're just a flowing like a ledger trace, and I'll run them on ratchet. So we're down with so I'm out with these ones. I think these are a pound. These will be perfectly fine, and if the bait start lifting or not pinned down too well, then I'll up it. It's no big deal with these reels. They're super. Just make sure you know, you don't have to put brand new hooks on, but just give them a little sharpen if they're a little bit rusty. I've crushed the barb down on this because, you know, there's no need. Once they're up, it's quite tough. So just under the chin again and out through the bony bit of his head like that. And let's get this one over this side ready. And then what I'll do is I'll move ourselves around. There's no real sort of secret spot here. Let's just put that down here for now. It's just really just a gully where they run through, or hopefully where they'll run through. And what I'll do is I'll just as well set this upside one up now, and then it's ready, and then I'll move myself around in position, and fingers crossed we might hit a tope, we might not, we'll have a go. I'm going to do the same with this. So I mean, obviously this has only got 28 pound J braid on it, and I've got a Blue Sky, about a 25-foot Blue Sky leader on it, but I'll put a trace. I think I'm just going to use Malcolm's lead. This is sort of bulletproof, it's only 5 ounce, but mate, that holds like anything. So just make sure they're bent out, hook that on, like that, and we'll give the trace a pull again just to make sure it's nice and straight. So I think this camera position is a bit better, at least you're not seeing underneath the cabin. It's all a little bit of trial and error really on you know, camera positions and whatever else. So it's quite a long trace, so this will help if the old tope does rub a bit, because I haven't got a 100-pound leader on this up tide rod, but it'll be perfectly capable of handling it. So let's get this. What I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to put cut this one in half. It's a nice little chubby one. Cut this one in half like that. All these guts are spewing out, just open her up a bit, and then literally same thing under the chin and out through his eyes, so like that. Right, so we're all ready. Let's just clip this on. I'll get a boat round. As I said, you don't have to be, you know, it's not like you're anchoring a wreck or anything. You don't have to be super. It's just a gully and ground there, so it's hopefully they'll run through there, but we'll soon see. So I've just set the anchor down. This place here is super hard to anchor, but with this quick anchor that I was given from Mr. Craig Davis, this holds like anything, and it's only a 7.5 kilo anchor, where for this boat really, you know, you'd need almost double that, but mate, it holds in anything. So I've just set it now. Let's just see it holds, and then we'll see the boat turn round, and then we can start fishing. So let's just have a look. I'll just keep my eye on the plotter, make sure we're holding. Right, so we're holding perfectly. So what I've done is I just let I opened the winch up, let a little bit of line out, just reverse back just a little bit, just to give myself, just so I'm somewhere nearer this little gully here. But we're swinging round. I'll just give it another couple of minutes, and then we're good to go. We'll drop the baits down and touch wood. It's one of them things, you know, they're either going to run through here or they're not. It's a little bit like the spur dogging, you know, they're either going to be here or they're not going to be here. But I think if I'm going to get a bigger one and a better chance, this is where I need to be. But you know, who knows, that's what fishing's all about. So let's just give it a couple of minutes and I'll get the baits down. Now I bought one of these Anchor Boys balls and I've left it on the dock, so that's unfortunate, but there's no one around me. But yeah, I set it all up and I've left it on the dock. There you go. It's one of them. But yeah, I've got my Crusader black flag there, and what I could do, I've got a black t-shirt in there, I can hang that up there, but if I see any vessels or whatever, then I'll just be aware. But we're pretty much good to go at the minute. So I've turned, not using that unit today, and I'm sorry in the last couple of videos you've had all the bleeping because the microphone's there, so I've turned the bleeping off of that one now, but we won't be using that today. So just give it a couple more minutes and then we'll get the baits down. Just while I'm still waiting, I bought myself, these are just some Amazon gloves, but they're sort of bite and knife proof, quite easy to put on, so if I need to handle or whatever, they're there. So what I'll do is I'll clip these round, I don't know if it's a good idea, clip them round the railing. I might clip them round here actually, and then they're ready to, if I need to put my gloves on, I'm ready to just sort of slip my hands in. They're probably going to get in the way there. I'll just leave them in the box and then they're ready for if we got to use it. I'm just still waiting because we're virtually not moving. I just want to make sure we're swinging round especially before I get the up-tied one out. The down-tied ones could probably go down now, but we'll just wait a little while, give it a little while. You know what my patience is like. I want to do it now, but let's just give it a minute. So what I'm doing, patience have got the better of me already, so I'm going to get the first one down. So I'm not going to flick it. Well, I will a little bit. Let's just get it away from. This is a whole flapper of mackerel. This is a 20 to 30 Zaki with a pen fathom lever drag on it. What you do is you have it on ratchet, just so that can pull, and we put it in these. There's no holders grants assured me man enough. Let's hope so. Like you say, it's on ratchet, it's not going to rip the rod out. So I think I'll put the other one down as well. I'll put the other one out the back, I think, and I'll get rid of this. We'll get rid of this flagpole, this boat hook. Put this here for now. Alright, I'm falling over. Same setup again, 10 fathom, but this is a slightly bigger one. This is a 30 to 50, where the other one's a 20 to 30. Let it hit the bottom and give it a little tug just to make sure it's not caught up. That's it. Right, get that on ratchet so it can pull. That's it. Put that in the back one like that. I'm getting rid of all these ones on the side. I hate them, and I'm sure you'll get water in through you down through your gunnels, you know. Right, let's just have a look before I flick this up-tied one out. Yeah, we're not moving anywhere. Now, this could be interesting because I've never, my good mate at the angling centre, Steve, wound the line on for me. So we know it's all been spooled, well, hopefully properly, but it's got the correct amount of backing on and everything else. So we got Malcolm's lead, just make sure nothing's caught up. As I say, it's a bigger reel. It's caught up at the top. It's a bigger reel than what I have been using on it. I was using my lure reel, my 5000, but I decided to try something different with that 5000 and that heavier. I've got a Mastiff, which is it's a 10 root, but it's a bigger one. I'm going to do some actual jigging with that, which is different than slow pitching and everything else. So let's hope this works okay. I've never used it, so I'm not going to go super mad with it the first cast, because I've done it quite how it performs and everything else, but let's have a go. I think I actually should have cast this the other side, because I've actually cast sort of around where my anchor is. So let's reel this in and let's cast this one over the other side. So my anchor rope's going that way, so I'm going to cast this one the other side, just so I'm away from that anchor rope. I do like fishing this side, I must admit, but we'll go this way, so I'll have to do an overarm flick with this. So we go, I need to get it away from the boat. Make sure you give it, lovely, that reel feels quite nice and balanced. So we're in 90 foot of water, so you want to pay out a good amount of line. And I don't need drag on this, but I'll set it so that it can pull if it wants to. So the traps are set. Let's just fingers crossed. You know, it's one of them things, tope fishing, it was a bit like the smooth hand video, we just didn't get any, did we? So we'll try. I have had some big ones here, and this is a place where they may well be. A lot of people are just fishing around the shoals at the minute, and they are running through there, but they're like, you know, 15, 18, 20 pounders. Lovely fish, lovely sized fish, but you know, we want the 30 plus, don't we, today? So we'll see. I've got at the front, I've got my sling, so if we do get a big one, it would be nice just to give us some idea of it, but perhaps we'll just measure it or whatever. I don't want to stress the fish at all. So we'll see what happens. I'm not interested in weight, it's about catching, but fingers crossed we'll catch one. Right, so I'm just getting a little whack on this back rod here, whether it's something just messing about with it. So let's just make sure, yeah, it can take line if it wants to. What I did, which I didn't explain, when I anchored, once I was happy with where I was set, I zoomed my map into about 100 foot, put a cursor on my cursor as such on my boat, so make sure I can see that I'm not slipping. As I say, this anchor I got from Quick is the bomb. This is a very, very hard place to anchor. It's sort of broken rock and that, and you slip quite a lot. A lot of people have trouble. I used to have trouble with my Bruce anchor, and that was a 15 kilo. They used to slip and drag, but we seem to be holding, well, we are holding absolutely perfectly, but I thought we had a little bit of action. It's just typical, you switch the camera on and then it stops. So what we want is this screaming reel affair, don't we? We want to hear this. You know, it'll either be or it won't today. It's just one of those ones. You know, it was an opportunity to come out. I've got a couple of things to do. The uptide one looks like that's going, so I'm going to have a look at that. That looks like that's pulling round now, so I think I'm going to hit into the uptide rod. Unfortunately you can't see that until I move it. Just give it a minute, make sure it hooks itself. As I said, if it does, it'll lift that lead up. If it's a reasonable sized tope, it'll lift that lead up out of the sand, and it will go. And make sure my clutch is set. Hold on, that's bloody John ringing me now, typical. Hold on. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to fish this uptide one to the clock again, as I always do, and because it was whacking about a bit, I'm going to check it, because it could have just ripped my bait off. So let's have a wind in of this. Still getting my head around these rod holders. So to get to that's it, we pop the lead up. So let's have a look, see if we got any bait on there. There's nothing worse than being down there with no bait on. You know, you're wasting your time. I'll just pop that lead now. I don't know if this feels like a fish, but I'm not sure. Let's make sure my reel's tightened up properly. So I've never used this reel before. It's definitely not fighting like a tope, so I don't know what it is. Slowly pump and winder. Don't forget I'm on really light gear here. I've got a weight on there, whether I've got a rockfish or I've got something. So I've got a ray on there. So that's alright. That'd do. That'd do for starters, won't it? So that's great. So that's lovely. And he's nice and hooked. So that's a thornback. So let's just get him in. Right, I want you in out of the way. Now let's just put this here a minute. Let's get this dog out of the way. Right, get in. Get in. In. So, I'll be nice and gentle with him. So he's hooked lovely through the scissors. Okay, so it's only a baby. I'll hold him with my new gloves because I want to use them. Let's try and get a little pick of him. So that one's starting to go at the back there, so I better be quick here. So let's just get this hook out of him here. So beautiful, yeah, little ray. Okay, beauty. So that was nicely hooked with a J hook, you know, nicely hooked through, nice and easy to hold with these gloves. Didn't hurt him, didn't hurt me, you know, they're very spiny. So I'll bait this one back up. I thought that back one was starting to do something. So I've only put a sort of a half a, oops, I've only put sort of a half of a mackerel on this one, this uptider. So that's fantastic. I mean, it's not the target I wanted, but it's a ray, isn't it? Hooray. Right. There you go. So I'm only about, you know, 150 foot up. At least I'm away from the boat. And obviously you keep letting that line out, but that was fantastic with that reel. I'm so pleased I caught. So originally this mark was given to me as a bream spot, and then I came out here one day and we were catching bream, and obviously Tope were chasing them, and then I tried it for Tope and caught, you know, quite a few nice sized ones. And then between me and you, this is the third old mark as well. This seems to be just an all-round good mark, you know, just a bit of ground. Oh, that was fantastic. And it's nice that they're not, you know, deep hooked. It's just literally, that wasn't a very big ray, but big old 10-0 Sakuma through him. Right, let's set this one back in here. I'm just bringing this one in here. Feels heavy. I mean, it could be another ray. We could be on the ray spot. I must say, it was banging about a bit, but perhaps it's not. It's definitely not a Tope, because that would be banging around now. Oh, I don't know. It's moving a bit now. Oh yeah, we got a little Tope. So that's great. Right, you get in. So we got only a baby, but at least it's the Tope. So we got me new door. Let's get me glove on ready. Get the right one on mark. So yeah, it's not a monster, but at least it's a Tope. Try and get my glove on. Which is easier said than done. Oh no, so it's a Conger. So we didn't really want that, but anyway, we got one. So I think I've caught my other line as well. Let's just get him in. Get in, Skip. Get in. in. Let's try and get organised. I've got my other line as well. I'll just hold him for a minute with these grips. Right, so let's try and sort this other line out first. So this just allows me to hold him safely. Let's chuck that line out there for a minute. See what's going on here. Now I'm hoping I can get this hook out of him because he's quite down there. Okay, let's get him back. So literally with the boat grips you just release him and off he goes. Right, so let's see what's happened, because obviously my line's out there, so a bit slimy. Let's get these gloves off a minute and sort these lines out. So, Conger and Ray. Right, it looks like we're getting a banging on the back one. So it's ironic, we just start to eat, but we don't mind that, do we? Now hopefully if it's a tope, it'll smash off, but I hope it's not a conger, so let's get ready. Gives me a chance to get my gloves on and get myself prepared. Get that bloody dog in. Mind you, he's pretty good, isn't he? A lot of people strike too quick. I like to let them run first, and then on the second one I'll hit them. Be lovely to get a tope. So the dilemma is here, is do I check it? Might it just be a conger on there, or do I leave it, or has it stripped my bait? Right, so let's check this one, because you know, like you say, it's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Is it on, or has it stripped my bait? Or you know, is it anything? It is something. Oh yeah, that's something. So I'm hoping it's not a conger. Even though it's certainly not fighting like a tope. Just try and get around this way. You get in. Let's get around this way. Let's get myself prepared. Try and get my gloves on, because it's in mid-water now, so I can do what I want within reason. Try and get my glove on. Try and get my other one on. These are a pain in the arse, them bits. Try and get my other one on. So it feels quite heavy, and I mean, don't forget this is a 30 to 50, but I think it's a conger. I don't think it's a, we didn't want to go congering today, did we? But I don't think it's the tope. So we're just coming up to the leader now, so we'll see what it is in a minute. Well, there you go, look, it's a ray. Beautiful, beautiful ray. I didn't think that. There you go. Right, so let's get my rod safe first. Let's get my rod here safe. You go in. Right, so let's get him in. So I've caught around this line here. Right, let's try and do this the easiest way. Let's get him in first. So let's unhook him. So we got him in, got that hook out the way first. So a beautiful form back. Beautiful, go in. Right, so let's get him back and then we'll sort the lines out. So gently flop him back in. He can swim away. Now let's see what's going on. Well, fortunately that's released itself, so that was lucky. So we're in ray heaven at the minute, aren't we? Right, so let's get this rod back up here. I will check this one in a minute. Let's put this one back up here for now. That can still pull. Get that one safe. Let's bait this one back up, get it out, and then I think I'll check the other rod. Now what I'm doing with the bits of bait that I'm replacing, I'm just cutting them up into little chunks, and I'm just chucking them up the front of the boat just to give myself a little central. You know, we're after sharks, aren't they? Tope shark, you know, same family. So they smell this old rubbish for miles away. I mean, ideally I could have done with the chum bucket, Grant, but it is what it is, isn't it? It's supposed to be tope. We're supposed to be catching tope, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, does it? We're catching. At least we're catching something. Right, so I think I've got about another 10 minutes on the uptider. Keep your eye on these. My diabetic sensor's fallen off, so look, it's no good to man or beast that. So I don't know what my blood sugar's doing. I'll be honest with you, after having it for years and years and years, I can tell when I'm getting iron low. If I start nodding off, I need an injection. If I start feeling you know, super low, then I need a bit of sugar. I've just had a couple of sausage rolls, so that'll put my blood sugar up, but I'll leave it for a minute. And it's the trouble, I should have a spare pricker on here really, but you get so used to the sensors. But you know, I think you're supposed to put them under here, but I don't know. I'd like to try and get one of these, perhaps these insulin pumps, have a look into that. Now I'm not bricklaying anymore. The only thing that put me off it was when I was bricklaying, and I mean, it was they used to, I think you have a tube coming out and you'd knock it, you know, like laying bricks and blocks and whatever else, you'd knock it. But I think they're set up in such a way so they're almost like that sensor, and that just pumps insulin into you when you need it. You know, quite amazing really. But there you go, is what it is. So it looks like we got a bite on this uptide rod, a positive one. So let's get myself ready. I'll get it out of the rod holder. It'd be lovely if this is a tope. I've got to wind to the lead first. So get that slack in, wait until I hit that lead, and then I'll pop that lead up, and hopefully yeah, this feels better. This actually does feel like a tope, so I'm going to give it so it can take if it wants, not too much. But obviously 28-pound line. So this feels much better. Typical with the smoking, sorry. Now I might try and move this rod here, if I can, to the back, so I can mess about a bit. Oh, so that's snapped. The one that got away. So that's snapped. Oh well. Right, so we got a little bit of banging on there. I thought we had some on there, so I've just put some fresh bait out on that, and that one's going as well. So blimey, if it's a double hook up, it's going to be hard work. well, we don't seem to be having a great deal of luck. I've tried every which way I can. I've got some little few pouting and joey mackerels and whatever. You know, really truthfully, I would have loved to have caught a tope today. It's 10 to 6, I'm gonna fish till 6:30, and then I'm gonna get the 7 o'clock lock in, because you know the old darkness comes down quick on you. Just want to wash the boat down a little bit and whatever, but it is what it is really. But we've got another 25-30 minutes, and who knows, anything can happen. And as I said, you know, you can't talk about the one that got away, but it did feel quite nice on that rod. But obviously all the gears scaled down on that. You know, it's that's what it's all about. It's fishing, innit? I've had a good day out anyway, but I'm gonna refresh the baits one more time. 3 different lots, and I've got like a pouting and a joey mackerel wrapped up on that. I'm going to put that on the uptide one, I think. You know, I can only try. Sometimes they're here. This spot is bloody good normally for them, but you know, they got tails, they're swimming, they're chasing. It's the same as anything, you know. You know, same as, you know, you tuna boys or whatever. You are searching, and sometimes, you know, you can search for days and fish for days and catch bugger all. I mean, we've had a couple of fish, you know, but not exactly what I wanted, but I'm happy. Dogs are in there. We've got my old girl in there, laying in there. She's doing okay, and who knows, we might get a screaming reel before the end of the video. So 20 minutes, and then I'm going to call it. So I've just put the last 3 baits on, and this is what I try and do stress, not always with the down tide, but definitely with the up tide, is to change it to the clock. But I've just pulled that rod in, had no bait on at all. That one just had a part of a head, so you do need to check these rods, you know. So look, we got a little whack on that one straight away. That's on a joey there. I've just put down. You know, the bait could have been down there 15 minutes longer with nothing, you know. Come on, let's just get one more fish and a tope, please. Let's just get a tope. Right, we've got a definite bang on this one. Let it take some line. That feels like a tope. So I'm going to let it take line. Anything massive, but it feels like a tope. Just be gentle, make sure it can take line. Typical, I've got a tag in my mouth now. That feels like a tope to me. Literally, this was the last chance to lose. Make sure I can take line. Just be nice and gentle, I don't want to lose it. I don't think it's very big, but sometimes they don't start fighting until they see the sun, you know, until they see the light. Get the door open ready, you get in. Gentle with it. So we're on the leader now. You can see what it is. Hopefully it's not a conger. Probably is. That's a tope. So that's great. Not a very big one, but at the end of the day, That's what we wanted. Let's try and get him in. It's only a baby. Let's get him in here. So there you go. Right, in there he is. Right, let's just shut that door. Right, in. Let's get that hook out of him. Have a look at him. So there you go. That's what we wanted. Took a long time to get, but at the end of the day we got one. Right, so let's get him back. Great. And off he goes. So I won't bother putting the other rod down. This one back down. That's what I wanted. As I say, not massive, but at least it was achieved in the end. But only a baby, but good fun. That's what we wanted. I'm just going to get this uptight rod. Does feel like something, but I doubt. Oh yeah. Oh, something just let go. So I don't know what that was. Perhaps it was a little conger or something. So we'll get that one in, and literally I think I'm going to get the anchor in and call it, because it's nearly after 6. It's ironic, I expect they start biting now, but there you go. It is what it is. You don't always catch what you intend to catch. Fortunately, you know, by luck or by whatever, we got one. One sec, that's John. So I'll get the last rod in now. It's at least we got one. As I said, it's it wasn't a trophy fish, but at the end of the day we tried, we did what we could do, and we got a little baby toad, a couple of little rays, which was quite nice. It'd be interesting to know what that was chasing that upside rod when I was coming in, whether that was a bass or whatever. But look, anyway, thanks very much for spending the afternoon with me. Yeah, as ever, always a pleasure. Just nice to come out, get a little bit of content from the for the channel, and obviously fish with you guys and my besties. Yeah, look, that's what's left of that. So I'll get the anchor in and I'm going to go. Thanks very much for watching Manic Fishing. See you on the next one. I think I'll be out with Drift very soon. Well, I know I'm out with Drift very soon. Then I've got Daniel Brackley. Then the boat comes out of the water, scrubbed down, engine serviced, and then I'm down to Cornwall. And I think Cornwall, Weymouth to stop to fuel, and then I'm going to go to stay overnight, then go straight down to Cornwall to get involved. I'm not fishing the tuna con, but just get involved with all the banter and everything. And then I'm going to probably come back to Torquay and hopefully fish with Matthew Forrester. I think I'm going to twin up. I think he's fully booked, so I'll just follow him in my boat, hopefully, if he'll allow me, and fish beside him. You know, that'll be great. But yeah, thanks for spending a bit of time with me, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a wonderful day.